Come on, Philly. Show us a little Eagles, Flyers, Phillies, and Sixers love. The Philadelphia Sports Porch starts now.
Okay. Well, brand new show. I think I started that about halfway through. Is that right, Rube?
No, it made it all the way, but
It
we've got
made
to
it look.
think. But it said me, the TD. You want to tell our
Yeah,
fans about that?
I sure will. So listen, guys, we do some research here at the Sports Porch Philadelphia, and we appreciate all the responses that we got. And so we have a new format of the show, and it does not include our technical director, who we affectionately call TD. He is no longer a part of the program. Apparently, just the overwhelming response when asking about the likability of the folks on the show came up that TD really had very little value to offer to the show. And this, and unfortunately this is show business. And so we got to give the fans what they want. We also got to think a little bit about dollars and cents. And we just couldn't really afford to keep on a guy who, while he was very instrumental in founding the porch and building the show from nothing, he really sort of he's the guy who kind of builds up the team, and then you go with the new people to take over and lead them to a championship, right? Is that about right, Rube?
I love it, man. Sometimes you just got to cut. You just got to cut a guy loose.
You
But
just
but
gotta
in
cut
all,
him loose.
yeah. But in all seriousness, we love TD.
We do. So, no more of his silliness. It is just the Grand Schwalbini and Rube, a lifelong Philly guy living in Austin, Texas. And we got a lot to talk about today. By the way, just in case you aren't aware, wherever you're watching, you can watch us on X at Philly Porch. You can watch us on YouTube at Philadelphia Sports Porch. So if you're on X, click the follow button to follow us. If you're on YouTube, click the subscribe button to subscribe. We just started this, so we're at about like 70 subscribers. Like to see if we could get over 100 between this week and next week. And of course, you can we turn this into a podcast, and that we drop pretty close right after the show, and you can catch that on iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or anywhere you get your podcasts. So we're just happy to have you with us. We got a lot to talk about today, and let's start off with the Eagles having a nice win over the New York Giants. I pretty much saw this coming. There was no way the Giants were going to beat the Eagles twice. Would you agree, Rube?
Yeah, I didn't. As bad as we looked in game one against the Giants, you just kind of thought maybe that was a big wake up call for the Birds,
Mm-hmm.
if you will, and that's what it's proven to be. And it's
Right.
nice going into the break, with the same record. Actually, 6-2. At some point, we were
Mm-hmm.
6-2 last year,
Right.
and going in with a couple wins and feeling a little bit better, certainly about our offense. And
Yeah.
and so good W, good
Yeah.
W. Yeah.
And I think this shows something that we've been waiting a little bit longer than we thought. Let's show a little Saquon.
On 2nd and 10. Here is Barkley, left side, big hole. Saquon Barkley. Uh-oh! Barkley, goodbye.
And there you have it. Boy, that was really nice to see.
Yeah, can you believe it took us 8 games to see it? After last year, you don't expect that to happen every week, but 8
Right.
games, I would have bet against that.
But we've been talking about it all through the season, and I've contended I feel it's more the offensive line than anything. You could
Mhm.
say he's still got his burst. He's still got his speed. It's not like he's lost a step. Honestly, I think the line has been banged up and it just hasn't been giving him much to work with.
Yeah, yeah, agree. And what's interesting to see now is they're trying some new things, right? So they're going with like the
Mhm.
six-man line
Yeah, love
and
that.
trying to figure out how to get him to the second level a little better than they have been doing. And you're right, no Jurgens last week. Just not the same offensive line. So hopefully the bye week gives them a chance to get their feet underneath of them, get healthy. What is up? I've been traveling for a couple weeks, and
Yep.
so just back into the country. But what is the story on Jurgens? Is it a long term thing, or is it like a week to week thing?
I'm not sure. It seemed like it was more a week to week thing. Although I will tell you what, I think Brett Toth, who is our backup center, I think he played pretty well. I mean, he played well against the Giants. He didn't play as well against Minnesota when he kind of came in the game, cold. But with a full week to prepare, I thought he looked pretty good. He looked pretty good. But so yeah, I love what they're doing with the line as well. They're doing like it's kind of like the heavy jumbo.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
just let's put a lot of weight out there and make some holes, right? So I think that was great. And also too, I don't know if you were able to catch it. Did you catch any Tank Bigsby?
I did catch a
Yeah.
couple Tank Bigsby nice runs, and
Yeah, it was
we've
like
been waiting to see another running back, right? We're
yeah,
used to getting something from Kenny Gainwell all those
right,
years. He was a
right.
nice compliment,
Yeah.
and I was just waiting to see who was going to be the Kenny Gainwell this year. Was it going to be Dylan? Was it going to be Shipley? It's Tank Bigsby with a little bit of burst. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, how about on the it was like 2nd and 31 and he got 32
Yeah.
on a run, on a run. I mean, you never see that, right?
No, no, and we curse the Eagles when they do that stuff too. It's just
I
like,
know.
come on, let's stop with this. We go for every fourth down, but we run the ball on 2nd and 30,
Yeah,
and 3rd and 15.
I will tell you what though, man. He absolutely showed incredible burst. I mean, like he really looked like he could run the ball. I mean, he did have I think like close to 800 yards last year and 7 touchdowns in Jacksonville. I don't really know why he kind of fell out of favor there,
I
but
think they probably had younger guys that were going to be
yeah,
cheaper that they figured go build it around Lawrence and build it against with their young running game.
yeah.
Um, but how much Schwabi, how much of what we're seeing this year with the Eagles, whether it's the running game or it's like the slow progression of the passing game. And let's be honest, right? We're ranked, the Eagles are ranked pretty low, right? 18 to 20 in all
Yep,
offensive categories. How much
yep.
of it do you think is nobody plays in the preseason, we don't want to show too much, or whether it's just other teams have figured us out? Or is it the offensive line? And as the offensive line goes, the Eagles go. What do you think?
Well, I think that's probably the most accurate kind of as the offensive line goes, the Eagles go. Saquon Barkley made a comment not like before the Giants game where apparently Lane Johnson had said we're looking too predictable out there. And, Saquon was like, yeah, and we were predictable last year. Everybody knew we were going to run the ball, and we still did, and we ran it down their throats.
Right.
Right. So, I think part of it, I will say, I do think there's an element that other teams spent, an entire off season figuring out how to scheme against the Eagles. And I think they had some success. And some pretty good teams played them in the first couple games. But I think the Eagles are adjusting to it. Like I mean, look, all I can say is um, I don't know if they're passing it. What the passing is like 20th in the league or something. It's like middle or something like that, right?
Yeah, let me take a quick peek. So passing offense, Eagles are 25th out of
Okay.
32. Yeah.
Okay.
So
So
under
here,
under 200 yards a game.
right. But here's the thing. Um, That being said, Jalen Hurts has 15 touchdowns and 1 interception.
Yeah.
To me, that's pretty good passing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I mean, I'll take that. You know, I'll take that any day of the week. And
There's
you know,
there's two teams that have more touchdowns, total touchdowns this
yeah,
year so far
right,
than the Eagles, right? The Colts are
right,
playing unbelievable,
right.
and
Yeah,
somehow or another, Dak was magical until last week when Rube ridiculously started him over Hurts.
right.
That won't happen again.
Yeah. Well, you know, Dak is made for fantasy football. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
you
yeah.
know,
Until last
but
week. Daggone
right,
it.
right. But yeah, I think that's just what it is. And you know, really, if you think about it, the the Eagles actually they really do have too much talent on offense. They really do. I mean, it's like, you know, Saquon and Hurts, if you want to consider Hurts part of the run game, right?
Mhm, mhm.
I mean, they're tremendous. So if they have a game where they're carving a team up, there's not much reason to pass the ball. You know, conversely, if it's a game where, you know, they're putting 8, 9 guys in the box and they're shutting down Saquon, you know, well, we can pass for 260 yards and 3 touchdowns to AJ and Devontae and Dallas Goddard, you know?
I was just gonna say, I haven't heard anything about Dallas Goedert. Guy's got 7 touchdowns this year.
Yeah, he's tied for the league lead with Amon St. Brown.
Who is on Rube's fantasy
Yes.
team. So
Speaking,
speaking of Rube,
yeah,
Lemmer wants to know when we're gonna see BG. That was a shocker. I'm in
Brandon
Italy and
Graham.
BG
Yeah,
unretires. Actually, not totally
yeah.
shocking based on our based on
Well,
our
it was
defensive end
well,
play.
I think yeah, well, I think before you left, didn't that what was his name? The guy who retired.
Yeah, Zadarius
Zadarius
Smith.
Smith.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he retired, and then you had, Nolan Smith is out with an injury. So you're low on you're low on defensive ends, and, you know, what are you gonna do? I mean, are you gonna bring in another guy who, you know, has to learn Vic Fangio's system and all that? And, like, look, it's not like you're gonna be able to get, you know, Trey Hendrickson right now or anybody like that. So, you know, hey, bring BG back. Look, I think it's pretty clear BG didn't really want to retire. The Eagles just, you know, they felt like he was at a point where, look, he's a very part-time player. I mean, he might get like 10, 13 snaps in a game.
Mhm.
And they didn't want to pay like, you know, 5 to 10 million for that. Right. So, but he didn't really want to retire. So I think when the need became there, and also too, I think they like his leadership
I love it. And the
and you
smack
know,
talk. Yep.
right, right. And you know, you got AJ Brown acting like a clown half the time. You know, and Jalen Carter acting like a clown half the time. So I think he, you know, he settles things down and you know, I'm looking forward to watching him play. I mean, it wouldn't shock me at all if he gets 3 or 4 sacks, you know, throughout the rest of the year. You know,
Did he play this weekend?
no, he didn't.
I
I
don't
think,
recall if he played
yeah,
or not. Yeah.
he's going to go in after the bye.
Okay. Makes sense.
Yeah, yeah,
You
but
got to imagine how do you know how does a guy like that, he's used to staying in shape, but
yeah,
like there's football shape, and I don't care how long you've played, and you've probably spent a little bit more time relaxing than you have historically. You just kind of wonder if that fire is still going to be in his belly for how if he gets 15 plays a game, is that fire still going to be there, or it'll be interesting to see.
I think it will be. I mean, I don't think he lives without fire. You know what I mean? That's just his personality. Um, and he did say that the talks about him coming back actually started about a month ago. So he said that for about 3 full weeks he's been in like major training to get back on the field. So it's not like he just like stayed in shape and did a little running, but now he's got to get in football shape. He feels like he's in football shape. Maybe he's not, but it might be closer than what we would think.
Hey, listen, it's better than what we got right now, which is an ineffective, beat up defensive end group. So we'll see. But you know what? We got 5 sacks against the Giants, and that was good to see.
How about a Jahan Dotson highlight? We don't get too many of those.
Give me Jahan. Hit me.
There you
Here's Hurts. Blitz coming. Hurts sees it. Loading up. Going for a deep ball. It is caught! Jahan Dotson! Touchdown
Eagles! What a bad pass, though, huh?
it was a bad pass.
Sorry to be Negadelphia. So,
Yeah.
I think you like listening to Donovan like I do the week after the game, and he was saying that that pass, he didn't need to drop 7 to 10 steps on that one. He could have dropped 3 and let it go. And so it's just, I don't know how he does it, man. It's hard to doubt Hurts. And when you got athletes like that, maybe the best thing to do is to just let them go get the ball. But it's funny, he doesn't do that enough with AJ, and that's what AJ is probably complaining about. Like, hey man, just throw it up. I'm gonna get it. And usually he does.
Right, exactly. But anyway, so it is the sort of like the midpoint of the season. I know it's a 17-game season now, but it used to be 16. So 8 games would be the midpoint. You got the Birds currently in the 2 seed, if not for the tie between Green Bay and Dallas. So Green Bay is 5-1-1, and that's a better winning percentage. So, I mean, overall, I think we both would agree we're happy with the record at this point. Let's just kind of go through position by position and assign a grade.
All right, let's do it.
So, quarterback. I mean, basically, Jalen Hurts is the only one who's played, so it's really a Jalen. What would you give Jalen so far?
Yeah, listen, I'd give him an A. You said it. 15 touchdowns and 1 interception and a 6-2 record. Dare I say, an MVP candidate.
Yep, I agree. Hey, how about running back? You've got Saquon, you've got Tank in the mix now. Will Shipley, AJ Dillon.
Listen, I think it's a hard compare to last year, but you have to do it because they set a high bar, and their rushing offense is. Let's take a look here. Rushing offense is 23rd. No, that's total offense. I lied. Rushing offense is 19th, so 111 yards. So they're, over 100 yards a game, but you expect more, and it's not all their fault. I think you and I both violently agree that it's offensive line driven more than anything else, but it is what it is. I'd call it a C+ at best.
Yeah, I guess you know what? I'm going to give it a B-, and I'm only going to do that because I still sort of feel like, now I know we're grading on what's happened so far, but I just sort of feel like if I have to put a team out tomorrow, I certainly put Saquon Barkley out there.
Oh yeah.
Versus maybe any running back out there other than Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah, man, what a year he's having.
Yeah. So, yeah, B-, C+. I think it's about the same. Let's go to receivers. So we got Smitty. We'll throw tight ends in there as well. We got Smitty, we got Goddard, we got AJ, who's always disgruntled. We've got Dotson. That's about it. So where do you put them?
Before I give them a grade, and I know it was a win against the Giants, but boy, we looked good without him last week, didn't we? And I wonder how much of that is just not feeling the pressure every time of him coming back saying, I'm open. You give any credibility to that?
Well, you know what? I did hear somebody say Jalen Hurts looked the happiest on the football field that they've seen him in a while. And apparently Tom Brady was interviewing players, and he didn't say who said it, but I'm assuming it's Jalen Hurts. He said, after the Dotson touchdown, they said, the guys just love Dotson. And Tom Brady said, yeah, and from what I heard, the guys on the team, they really like the fact that he doesn't ever ask for the ball.
Yeah. Well, listen, so
So
going back to the grade, if you're gonna throw tight ends into the mix, I mean, Goddard's having a great year.
yeah, he is.
Smitty doesn't drop the ball. He's a terrific receiver.
He
And
is.
AJ's despite all the nonsense, he's still a top 5 receiver. He just doesn't
Right.
get the opportunities. So I'd give the receiving, but listen, I've also seen them run some bad routes.
Yeah.
So I'm not ready to give him an A. I'll give him a B. I'll give it a B, and I think that's mostly driven, quite frankly, by Smitty and Goddard.
Yeah, I'll give it a B plus just because I'm giving the plus in there just because I think that they're better than they perform so far. Um, but I mean,
That's what I used to
look,
tell my teachers in high school, Schwabi. I'm just like, listen, I know I got a 70, but I'm better than that. So can you just give me a B minus? Is that what you're saying?
maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. Maybe I need to look inward. Um, but
Introspection.
I'm not gonna go back on it though. I'm gonna stick with the B plus.
All right.
All right, so let's go to the offensive line.
But I
Um,
think we would
yeah.
agree that they are not playing to the standard, hurt or otherwise. I'd give it we go as the offensive line. I'm giving it a C minus.
Mm.
C, C minus.
I might just go a notch higher. I'm gonna give him a C.
Okay.
But yeah, look, I mean, I do think a lot of it has to do with injuries. But at the same time, there's something to be said about playing through injuries, but you shouldn't be playing if you can't play.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, like if you're gonna get your ass whooped, then you shouldn't be playing. So, that's one where I've been pretty disappointed with the line, but I
Mhm.
have a feeling, if I had to bet, I bet it will get better and better as the year moves along.
Okay. All right. Well,
Yeah.
I think so
Yeah.
too. But right now, I give them a C minus.
All right. So let's go to the defensive side of the ball. We got let's take the defensive line first. So you've got, Jalen Carter, you have got um
Jordan Davis.
Jordan Davis, Moro Ojomo, um, uh, who else is in that mix? I mean, those are the main three, to be honest, right? I mean, you can sort of put the ends in there. You could put Nolan Smith in there. You could put Josh Uche in there. They're kind of like hybrid linebackers slash, Jalix Hunt you could put in there.
So you're going
Um,
defensive ends and
and
and uh,
edge.
so you're going edge and like nose guards and the front.
Right.
Um. Geez, until this weekend, I don't know what our stat was on sacks, but it wasn't good.
Right.
And it looked like we were not winning the line of scrimmage, and we were spitting on people and making bad penalties. And if not for Jordan Davis, I'd probably call it a C. But
Hmm.
I think the play of Davis has been spectacular.
Hmm.
Um, and we'll see. I'll give it a B minus. I don't know. I can't go any higher. But when you got Davis and you got Carter in there, and and we had 5 sacks last week,
Hmm.
uh, giving them time to grow a little bit. So we'll see. C plus B minus would be my
Yeah,
grade.
I'm just going to agree with you on that. I'm going to say C plus B minus because it does look like they're coming on a little bit. Like Jalix Hunt looks like he's coming on. Um, Moro Ajomo has been really solid. I think he leads them with 4 sacks.
Okay.
Um, Jordan Davis has been excellent, but I mean, look, uh, there's no doubt that the Eagles are a better team with Jalen Carter on the field. I mean, they're a completely different team. Even if he doesn't put up stats, he can draw a double team, a triple team, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
But at the same time, like, you know, I'm looking forward to, I'm waiting for the Aaron Donald season. Like, I'm expecting him to get double digit sacks, and he's got 1 sack on the year. Now,
Hmm.
part of it's because he didn't play 2 games, right? One for spitting and one for being injured. But like seriously, come on, man. Like, if you want to get one of the richest contracts in the NFL, come on, man. You got to make some splash plays. Like let's get on the stat sheet for crying out loud.
And I'm okay with him being nasty.
Yeah,
But there's a line, and he's just he's doing dumb things which are costing us yards, and could have been costing us games. So
right.
let's see what this guy's got. Let's see if he's ready to grow up and be the man.
Yeah, exactly. So let's take a look at the linebackers now. You got Zach Bond. You got it's great to see
N'Kobe.
Kobe Dean back on the field, and then you've got Jihad Campbell,
Yeah.
the rookie sensation. So what do you think of the linebackers so far?
Love it. Love it. I think of all the positions on our team, and quite frankly, probably our deepest group of linebackers we've had since forever,
Right.
since Seth Joyner days. I give them an A plus, man. I think that they have kept us in games. We've watched Zach Bond, you
Mm-hmm.
know, be worth every penny we paid him in the offseason. We're watching him cover guys down the middle of the field and saving, quite frankly, a touchdown or two. Jihad Campbell has been as advertised, probably even more so. Uh, Dean is back, which is going to give us some flexibility. And the other two guys, like the guy from Georgia, Smiley, whatever the guy's name is,
Yeah.
and Trotter Jr. play great
Mm-hmm.
special teams. And I
Mm-hmm.
would be fine with either one of those guys having to come in the game. So to
Mm-hmm.
me, they're the glue of the team right now, holding it together for us as the other groups get it together. So I never thought I'd say this about a Howie Roseman team, but our linebackers are our strength.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'll tell you what, it really did mean a lot getting the Kobe Dean back. I mean, he brings a physicality. He's a hitter, you
Yeah,
know.
and he's a
And
leader. And he's a leader.
yeah, and he's a leader. You're right. So yeah, that's a great group. I mean, I'm not going to give him an A plus just yet. Nobody's got a ton of sacks or a ton of interceptions. I'd like maybe a few more splash plays. I'm going to give him an A minus for now, but I'm feeling really good about it. I'm feeling
Okay.
like at the end of the season, I'm going to say A plus.
Okay.
All
All
right.
right. I hope you're right.
Me too. All right, let's go. Let's go secondary. So you got your corners. You got Quinyon. You got Cooper DeJean. Then you've got the disaster. That's the second cornerback position, which is either Keely Ringo or
Adore
Ja'Cory
Jackson.
Dory Jackson or Ja'Cory Bennett. Then you've got your safeties. You got Reed Blankenship. You got Makuba. So overall, what would you say is your secondary grade?
Uh, Man, I've just seen people get over the top on us more this year than they did, halfway through this season and all of last year. And I
Yeah.
don't know whether that's scheme or whether it's personnel. I'm longing for the days of Darius Slay, although I don't think Steeler fans feel the same way as I do.
Mhm.
So listen, I'll give them Quinyon's an A player. Nakuba had 2 interceptions. He's been
Yep.
okay, but he's also been out
Yep.
of position, and
Mhm.
he's been able to stay healthy and in the ball game. And Blankenship, man, he drives me crazy sometimes, and other times not so much. And DeJean, he's a stud. He's better
Yeah.
than I thought he'd ever be. He's
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
having a great sophomore season. So I'll call it a B minus. B minus.
Yeah.
We're giving up big plays. We're bending a lot. We may not be breaking, but B minus would be my grade.
Yeah. I'll give him a B. With the way the league is so offensively skewed, these days with your pass interferences and all that kind of
Oh,
stuff,
yeah.
it's hard. It's hard to keep a team down. I mean, it's a lot. It's so much easier to score points now than it ever was. Um, But yeah, I've seen some. Yeah, we've had a few guys get loose on the back end, which really didn't happen at all last year. I do think part of that's just like Makuba's learning.
Hmm.
Sometimes Reed Blankenship, just isn't fast enough.
Hmm.
But Quinyon has got beat a little bit more this year than in years past. He's also had some great games,
Yeah.
But I think the reality is that I think what they're doing is because the second corner spot is so bad for the Birds,
Hmm.
they pick on them, they pick on them, they pick on them, and then I think they try to find Quignon sleeping.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Hmm.
I think that's kind of what happens. But overall, I'd say B. All right, so what do you think? Let's special teams. We'll go Man, Elliott, and the coverages.
I'd say man, and I've brought this up on a couple of our shows, has been
Yeah,
outstanding.
yeah,
Uh, I think switching field position, been pretty consistent. Again, I'm not looking at stats. I'm looking at what I'm telling you what my eyeballs see, and my eyeballs see a good punter for the first time in a few years. I think
yeah,
he's been very good. Jake's back, although he missed one last week
yeah,
that he shouldn't have, but significantly better
yeah.
after coming out of a tough start to last season. But
Hmm.
he's my favorite Eagle, so I
Right.
can't uh, I can't ever say anything too bad about him. And coverage has been okay.
Yeah,
The good special teams. Say what you will about Ringo as a defensive back, he's a hell of a special teamer,
he is,
and
and we can block field goals.
and shit, we can block some field goals, and we blocked a
Right,
punt.
right,
So
right, right.
why don't we call it? I'm going to call it A minus.
Yeah, I'm gonna say B plus, B
Okay.
plus.
Hey, this is
Uh,
the first one I out.
yeah,
Well, two. The A
yeah.
plus I gave to the linebackers.
I think Shipley has some potential as a kick returner. He seems like he's close to breaking one.
We'll see. We'll see. I
We
don't.
shall see.
Yeah, yeah. What
All
say
right.
you, fans out there? Please chime in, and we'd love to hear from you. But
Absolutely.
I'd be keen to hear what you guys think of
Oh,
our
let's
position
see.
groups.
Okay. You know what? Hey, I am playing role of TD.
Okay, hit it.
Maybe we took him for granted. Maybe we did. But I wasn't paying attention to the comments. I do see that Lemmer put in here, when are we going to CBG?
Yeah,
And we did answer that one, right?
we did. We
Um,
did.
and then we have somebody saying, I was rooting for the Flyers tonight, but
I
now I'm
think
rooting
I
for the
think that I
Pens.
think that's the TD maybe watching us.
Oh yeah, he was because he was aggravated with us. Oh,
Yeah.
serious. Oh, and then here's another TD. Seriously, this is how you do me? Yes, yes,
Do we
yes.
need to go give him a hug, a sarcastic hug because we were sarcastic before?
It's
But
okay, Chris. It's
we love you.
okay.
We
We
love you,
do.
brother. We
We
love you.
do. I mean, maybe a little bit. Uh, but anyway, thanks for tuning in. Keep in mind, hey, if you're watching either on Facebook, YouTube, or X, you can drop us a comment. Tell us something that you're thinking about. You want to get our opinion. We'll be very happy to answer that for you. And impart our wisdom upon you.
We have so much wisdom. It's oozing out of our Philadelphia skin.
We really do, man. We do. So anyway, again, thank you. Follow us on X, subscribe to us on YouTube. On X, we're at Philly Porch, and on YouTube, we are at Philadelphia Sports Porch. So watch us wherever you can. Let's talk a little Sixers, Rube. Now, I'll tell you what, VJ Edgecombe just absolutely blew my mind. Um,
I think he's
now,
blown a lot of people's minds.
yeah, no, I mean, look, obviously we had thoughts that maybe this guy will be a star or whatever. First of all, I'm not sure because since you were away on vacation, I'm not sure you got all these numbers. Did you realize that he broke LeBron James' record for most first quarter points in a debut? LeBron,
I thought it was this. Was it? I thought it was the whole game. It was the first
no,
quarter.
no, that was the first quarter. He had
Okay.
14. He broke LeBron's 12.
Okay.
And the whole game, there are two guys who had more points than him in an opening game. Now, one of the guys, I don't know who he is. He probably played in like the 1920s or something. If the league existed then, I don't know. But
uh
but the other guy was Wilt,
Wilt
and
the stilt.
Wilt the still. And so basically, VJ Edgecombe had the most points since Wilt in 1959. That's like a tremendously long amount of time.
That's big company too, man.
Yeah.
Could you imagine VJ Edgecombe being the next Wilt or LeBron?
I know.
I think everyone's going to say,
All right, well,
tap your brakes, big boy.
let's watch a little VJ, and I have to tell you, this one might be a little bit longer than the others. I just couldn't find a spot where I wanted to stop watching.
I love it. Let's see it.
Let's play a little.
Inside.
Doesn't miss the last 5 shots. VJ Edgecombe doesn't miss that. Edgecombe going to work again. The former Blazer Simons. Shot clock winding down once more. Edgecombe from outside for VJ Edgecombe.
Yeah, again, transition defense. You finish the transition defense by finding a body and blocking out and securing the rebound. The defense isn't over until you get the ball. Ooh!
VJ again.
You could hear Edgecombe early on with 11 points. 2 of them right there on that drive. One more look at it. The extension, finding Tillman, cutting to the basket.
See, back to VJ. Edgecombe, let's fly. Why not? And that one rattles in. What a start for VJ Edgecombe.
VJ, a game defender, willing defender.
Edgecombe, let's fly from outside, and VJ Edgecombe has another. And spins off down to Drummond.
He's going to attack.
VJ Edgecombe with a left hand.
Trying to give Maxey the ball.
Takes the 3. VJ Edgecombe up and in. Great cut from the rookie.
That's some good stuff there, Rube.
Well, you know, and our fans know that I've been a long-suffering, pessimistic disbeliever in this team, and if anything, they're giving me a little bit of hope this season. And
They are.
you know why? Because we have no expectations of what Embiid's going to be. I don't know about you. I have no expectations of what Paul George is going to be.
Yeah.
But it kind of if and when McCain comes back and we get him, Maxey, and Edgecombe on the floor, maybe we go a little Jay Wright 3-guard offense, and you let the other guys play defense and rebound and be a presence. And when you get something from the other guys, great. So I'm feeling a little bit optimistic. It's early. 3 games do not make a season, but it's great to see them come out and win games that otherwise they would have lost in the past. So
Yeah.
I'm going to be Posidelphia, and I'm going to say I'm looking forward to seeing these guys play. I'd pay money at this point to go watch these guys play.
How about that? How about that dunk? How about that dunk that he just threw down?
Dude, how about the bounce in his feet? I didn't realize, I didn't know this guy at all in college. I didn't watch a lot of Baylor ball, even being in Texas. But I like how he goes to the basket. I think he's a scorer. He knows how to do the Euro step. He knows how to use his body. And surprise, surprise, he can shoot. So I like what I see so far. And it feels like Nick Nurse is going to know, this is going to be his team this year, I think. So
I mean, and yeah, I mean, obviously we don't expect anything like a championship or anything, but even if this season turns out to be the same old with Embiid and Paul George, even if it does, I mean, it gives you a reason for hope, because you got those 3 guards. They're all young. They can grow together, and you can build around those 3.
I totally agree.
Agree. So I think it's, for the first time in a while, I think it feels kind of good to be a Sixers fan.
I couldn't agree more. We'll see. We've got another couple games before we meet again next week and do our next show. So we'll see if we're singing the same tune, but optimistic. Yeah. Good start to the season for sure.
So let me break some news here.
There's breaking news.
Just a little bit of breaking news.
Oh, okay.
A little bit of breaking news. You got the Sixers are down 5 in the second right now. And you got Maxey with 12 points, Embiid with 8. And VJ has not got a bucket yet.
Oh no.
Uh, hey, it's okay. It's okay.
That's
The other bit of breaking news is the Flyers are playing the Penguins right now, and they have a 2-0 lead, and they're going to the power play to start the third. Goals by Konechny and Bobby Brink
Bobby
tonight.
Brink. Isn't that the best hockey name?
Yeah.
I don't know what kind of player Bobby Brink will ever be, but with a name like that, you're
Yeah.
immediately an NHL player. And
All right.
he kind of encompasses the name Bobby, right? Bobby
Yes,
or
yeah.
Bobby this, Bobby that.
Yeah.
Bobby.
So talking a little Flyers.
Did you see
They're all,
did you see the shirt tonight?
oh yeah, love it, man. Love it. Love it. Very
I
good.
got a quick story about the shirt.
All right, sure.
So
Tell.
this is an old one because you can see Stanley Cup Finals on it, and on the back of my shirt, can you see it?
Mike Richards.
It's a Mike Richards shirt.
Wow.
And little story.
Okay.
So the wife and I, Lemmer and I, were in Italy, as you know, and we are having breakfast, and in a tiny little hotel in an area of Italy called Cinque Terre. By the way, you gotta go at some point in your life.
Okay.
Take Amy May and go do it.
Okay.
So we're sitting there having breakfast, and I'm a little late to breakfast, and everyone's the people I'm with are speaking to this gentleman and his wife, and nice little banter, and they introduced themselves, and they're from Canada. We met multiple people from Canada. I don't know what the story is, but as Neil Schwab used to say, lots of Canadians here.
There's Canadians everywhere.
There's Canadians everywhere. uh, and so we get to talking, and he asked where I'm from or where we're all from, and I said, "Well, I'm from Philadelphia." And he goes, "Mike Richards, did you?" And he gave me I coached Mike Richards when he was 10 years old, and
Oh, really?
yeah, and he said even then he after seeing him play a couple times, 10-year-old kid, 11-year-old kid, after watching him score 4 5 6 goals in whatever league this is in, he told his dad, and this guy could be totally pulling my leg, but I don't think this is the case.
Yeah.
And he said, "Sky's the limit for your son," and there you go. So I met Mike Richards' Pee Wee coach from all the
Wow.
way in Canada. So I was inspired to wear my Mike Richards shirt today.
When was the last time you brought that out, Rube?
I wore it last year on one of the shows during the season. I think you may have been out that night.
Okay.
But it if I'm being really truthful, it's been sitting at the bottom of my t-shirt pile on a shelf, gathering dust. So
Yeah.
let's segue. Let's talk a little
Yeah.
bit of as we're a little bit excited for the Sixers.
Yeah. Now, Rube, I don't know. I'm gathering you probably haven't watched a lot of the games yet, have you?
I have not.
Okay.
Yeah, being truthful, I have not.
So Trevor Zegras is a highly talented player.
I do, and tell me more.
All right, let's watch this assist he gives Couturier here. All right.
Runs him over as he went a long way to get to him. Zegras then crunched into by Bennett. Got it in front of Couturier. He scored! What a setup from Zegras. Couturier buries it. 3-point night for the captain, and they have the lead back with 4:10 to play. You cannot believe the play that Trevor Zegras just made. Unbelievable. Two guys barrel down on him behind the net. I don't know how he doesn't get killed behind the net. He's able to escape both and then make a play through a seam to the weak side to Couturier. I mean, just to avoid contact.
Dude, who does that remind you of? Who does that remind you of? Who else used to make a living behind the net setting people up?
Crosby.
Well, Crosby and Gretzky.
Yeah. that was ridiculous, wasn't it?
And look, you look at our centers. I was looking at the
Yeah.
stats today. Our
Mhm.
centers are leading the way, man. Like
Yeah.
I couldn't have named a center before the season started. And what's interesting is that Zegras and
For
Couturier
sure.
are both centers, and this guy Dvorak's playing really well
Yeah.
as well. So
And Forster's
and
playing really well.
yeah, he's playing as a winger, but it's good to see these guys. It was so nice. It's so nice not to start a season with Farabee and Frost and all
Right.
these other picks from Hextall and just
Right.
the mess that he made. And
Right.
so, and it's nice no more of what's his name? Who was the coach? I already forgot his name.
Torts. Torts.
No more Torch stuff. So you
Right.
see Couturier is playing better when we thought he was washed up over the past few years with all the
Mhm.
injuries. Tippett is off to a great start, and he
Yeah.
didn't have a
True.
Tippett season last year. So you
Mhm.
get, I haven't even talked about Konechny yet.
Mhm.
So you continue to watch these, or Mitchkov for that matter.
Right.
So
Right.
you get these other guys scoring, and you're not dependent on two guys for all your goals and all your offense. Again, we're fifth in the Metropolitan, but
Mhm.
I think again, I'm going to be Posidelphia. I think we've got some
Mhm.
things to be excited about, and I'm excited to watch them play.
I agree. And by the way, their number one pick from this year, that Porter Martone, he's
Yeah.
like he's like destroying college hockey right now.
Okay.
He's like getting like 3 points a game. It's
Is
like
he a
crazy.
center? Is he a center as well?
No, he's
No.
like a power forward.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, so hey, I mean, we can't really expect too much. But it seems like they're making good moves. Like even little things, like they finally got themselves out of that Ellis contract. They unloaded him.
hmm
So I think in a year or two they might have legitimate playoff contending type team. So
Who's the goalie going to be, right? So Sam Erson's not going to be a number one goalie in this league. I think he's going to be a really good two. But
mhm.
again, it's horrible. We're doing a show on Philadelphia sports, and I know it's early in the season. I haven't really got a chance to watch them play. But who's been playing goalie for them?
Well, it's a guy that they got in the off season.
Oh, the trade. That's right.
Right. His name is like Vladder or something like that. Let me just look him up real quick
Yeah,
here.
Dan Vlader. Yeah,
Yeah, that's who it is.
yeah,
And he's actually been playing pretty well. Now, I will say this. I can't remember the guy's name off the top of my head, but
yeah.
they do have a Russian goaltender who's like, I think he's either 19 or 20 years old.
It's not two of
That
those dopes that we saw last year, is it?
it's neither one of those dopes.
Yeah.
We got rid of one of those dopes.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
Which one, Fedorov or the other one?
Fedorov we got
Uh,
rid of.
yeah,
Um,
okay.
yeah,
Whoever that was.
but yeah, they have another Russian goaltender who's supposed to be incredible. That they anticipate like will be the Flyers goaltender in like 2 years.
Okay.
So that's what they're thinking. So I don't think that the guy who's going to bring them playoff glory is on the team right now. But they really just got. I think at least this year, if Urson stays healthy, and then with that Vladder
Vlader.
guy, I
Uh-huh.
think that they'll at least have respectable goaltender play. It's not going to be like a circus like it was last year. And I also, I mean, I think if there's an area for the Flyers to improve upon, um, like you were saying, I mean, they've got a lot of scoring now. They really do, and they've got scoring coming up the pipeline as well. I think they really need to improve their defense. I mean, they've got Travis Sanheim's great. He's like an all-star type level player. And I really like what they're seeing from Drysdale.
Just
But
got to stay healthy, and York's
yeah,
back, and Nick
right.
Sealer. Nick Sealer
Yeah.
is as solid as they come.
Yeah, York and Sealer are decent, but look, there's no star there.
Right.
There's no like Alexander McCarr out there. You
There's
know what I
no
mean?
There's no Drew Doughty.
Right, right. There's no Kimo Timonen or Chris Pronger out there. You know? That was the last time we had a good defense.
There's no Barry Ashby out there.
Right, right, exactly. There's no Eric Desjardins out there.
Wow, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Man, I'm struggling to come up with another one. There's no Mark Howe out there.
Yes, yes, yes. There is
We can do this
no.
all day, folks.
I don't know. I don't think he's a defenseman, but I just got to say the name. There's no Ilka Sinisalo out there.
Is there ever been a better name in
Oh,
Philadelphia sports
yeah,
than
yeah.
Ilka Sinicello?
Actually, I do got a good one for you. There's no JJ Daigneault out there.
Was he a defenseman?
Yeah, he was. He was.
Okay.
And
All
who
right.
was the guy who like scored like 6 goals against the Penguins in that playoff series that one time? You know what I'm talking about?
I would know the name if I
Yeah,
saw it or heard it, but I probably
yeah.
couldn't tell you.
I can't. Yeah, I
But
can't.
we've broken our rule a few times today. We've talked about
We have.
Pittsburgh multiple times.
Have we?
We have. We talked about, well, we're playing Pittsburgh tonight, so
Oh
that's
yeah,
fair.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's
But
true. Yeah,
we also talked about how bad the Steelers defense was.
that's
And I
true.
think and Crosby.
That's true.
All right. Well, we're gonna have to go back and watch the tape and get better. We just got to put
All
ourselves
right.
in position to win, Schwabi.
You're right. You're right. All right. Well, I think we've come to the part of the show now where we give something back to our family, our viewers, our audience. We give you just your time back because there's nothing worse than that situation where you find yourself, you just finished a good show, and it's like, what do I watch now? And there's so many choices, right? You got Hulu, you got Amazon Prime, you got HBO Max, you got Netflix, you got Peacock, you got Paramount. I mean, it just goes on and on.
It does.
And it's horrible. But good news, all you have to do is watch our show and listen to us, and we will tell you what to watch, what not to watch, and we will make you a hero in your own home.
I
So,
like it. You've done a really
yeah,
good job making that concise and
yeah,
yet compelling, and
I,
I like to see that transition to the new
yeah,
show. So
yeah,
kudos to you.
I'm getting better. All right, so let's start with you, Rube. Actually, I'm very interested to hear what you have to say. I've been wanting to see this movie, and it seems like it's a very bizarre kind of concept. But tell us about it here.
So this is a very non-Rube movie to watch. And I
Hmm.
watched it. I was going through the what's new on American or British Airways on the long ride home back from Europe. And among other things, which I'll talk about the other one next week, maybe. But I picked this one. And it was Luke Rubenstein, I think. My son told me to check
Hmm.
this one out. And I saw the cover like you did, and I saw the red eyes. I'm like, huh, Rube's not really a horror film guy, but we're gonna give it a
Vampires. Is
yeah,
it vampires? Right? Yeah.
well, kind of, sort of.
No. Okay. All right.
Yeah, vampires do come into play
Okay.
on this, but Michael B. Jordan from Creed fame, uh, among other movies, he plays a dual role as both the Smoke and Stack. They're brothers who were from Mississippi, were in World War One, moved up to Chicago to kind of get theirs. I think essentially robbed a bunch of gangsters, and eventually came back home and bought some land off of a Klansman. You can imagine how that went,
Oh boy.
and essentially, uh, they invite their nephew, whose father is the local preacher, to come play blues in what they call their juke, or their little dance hall that they set up. And it takes a really interesting turn um, when some what we would call Klansman type uh, visit a home, and they take others with them to go and spread the good word of kind of Christianity
Mhm.
to these folks who are more into, I guess, what they would call hoodoo religion or ancient kind of African religions. And
Okay.
and it takes a really interesting turn into some vampirism, to your point. And uh, and I didn't know this. I kind of thought going into the movie, I didn't realize that Michael B. Jordan plays both of the Smoke and the Stack brothers,
Oh, I didn't
although
know
they
that.
did look very close. And
He's good. I like Michael B. Jordan. He's
I
good.
do too. I do too.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
uh, as a non-horror movie guy, I thought it was I thought it kept me awake on a long flight. It
Mhm.
kept me interested. Uh, and lo and behold, it turned into some guys that kind of came back to Mississippi to open something up into something very shocking. So take take a watch. I'd give it a thumbs up. I wasn't
Yeah.
expecting to love it, but I to keep me awake on that long of a flight, it's got to be somewhat compelling. So that in and of itself, uh, I think it was a winner. So I think you like some of the more horror type and sci-fi type of
I
stuff.
do. I do.
So this wasn't really sci-fi, but it was more, I would call it drama horror.
Mhm.
It was compelling. So take a look at it, guys.
Cool. All right. All right. Okay. What I watched, also a movie, on Netflix, A House of Dynamite,
Wow, I haven't
starring,
heard of this one yet.
yes, starring, well, it just came out October 24th, which
Okay.
was Friday.
Okay.
And this is Idris Elba. I'm a big Idris fan. I think that he is, I was actually trying to think about, like, for some reason, I think of him as like a serious actor, but yet at the same time, all I can really think of him in is like action movies.
Yeah, he's kind of like a James Bond type of
Right.
character, if you will.
Right. So in this movie he plays the president. Okay.
Okay.
And basically the US is on the verge of a nuclear war. Okay.
Again. Ah,
Yeah.
we've
Well, no,
seen this movie before.
hey, no, listen, I
Like,
love End of the World because I'm curious as to, well, what's going to happen.
okay.
Right, right, right. And actually, one of the things that was really interesting, which I had no idea about, is there are actually two bunkers, like nuclear bunkers in the U.S.
Mhm.
And one of them is only 3 hours from my house. It's
Really?
yeah, it's in Adams County,
Okay.
like kind of like central south Pennsylvania in the mountains.
Okay.
So basically, like one
Shh,
day, if there's,
don't tell the Russians.
well, no, you know what this means is that one day, if there's like a nuclear bomb, like I'm gonna drive out there and I'm gonna see all these people going in buses that have been picked, and I'd be like, "Let me in."
I I can actually see that
Yeah,
happening.
yeah, yeah.
Okay. You gonna bring the dogs?
Um, oh yeah, sure,
Okay. All right.
absolutely. So look, here's the thing. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna give it a two thumbs down. All
Okay.
right.
Mm.
What they did was, look, they tried it was kind of one of those, they tried a little too hard to make it artistic. Okay.
Okay.
So it was kind of like, this is what happened. Like, there's three main characters. There's Idris, who's the president, and then you have another guy who's like the Secretary of State, and then you have this other woman who is like, kind of like, she runs a command center, in terms of like how to intercept a nuclear bomb and all that kind of stuff, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
And you watch it through these people's eyes and voices, but it's weird. It's like you're watching the same movie three times within 2 hours. Like
Hmm.
so for example, like when the lady who's operating the command center, she's talking to the president and the secretary of state on the phone, but when she's talking to them, you never see them. Then when her part's kind of over, they go back and they show the whole sequence like from the president's perspective. Like, so you get to see like the president was like playing basketball with some like little girls like for some WNBA event, and then he gets pulled out. And then he gets on the phone with them. You know what I mean? It was just like, it was kind of like, it was sort of interesting, but it was like, I feel like I'm watching the same movie 3 times. And then here was kind of like the big, like, sorry, spoiler alert here, but I don't think I'm really spoiling anything. I think the movie sort of spoiled itself. Here's the other thing that, like, it was hard to kind of get on board with loving this movie. At the end of the movie, you don't know if the bomb hit. You don't know who sent the bomb. And you don't know, obviously, since you don't know if it hit, if people are going to survive. I think it's a lot of stuff not to include.
And being that your end goal was, hey, I like end of the world movies because I want to see what's going to happen.
Right.
That left you underwhelmed and dissatisfied.
I was dissatisfied because I had no idea what happened. We don't even know who sent the missile.
Okay. Well, listen, I think it's like you said at the beginning of the segment. Yeah. We're going to tell you what to watch and maybe what not to watch. Yeah. Think of all of our listeners out there, our loyal listeners, who are now going to be flipping through, what was it on? Netflix?
Yeah, they're going to move right. They're going to move right past it.
They're move past it. They're going to go to the Great British Baking Show. Which
and you're welcome. And you're welcome.
You are a winner. I don't care what TD ever said about you, Schwabini. You're a winner.
Well, thank you. All right. Well, that wraps it up for us. Thank you for tuning in. I know we haven't been on for a couple of weeks, but we plan on being on week after week as time rolls along here. So we're hoping to grow our audience again. Go to YouTube at Philadelphia Sports Porch. Click on subscribe. Go to X, what used to be Twitter, at Philly Porch, and follow us there. And we appreciate you and looking forward to seeing you next time.
And we're gonna drop the podcast, and I wish everybody a good week ahead, and look forward to talking again next week with you, Gran Schwabini, and doing great things. So thanks for having me.
All right, let's have the fight song take us out.
Let's do it.